Hi, Shalonda Gordon here, also known as the Online Marketing Angel, just to share with you what is a blog. And pretty much, so you can get a pretty much clear understanding before I even get started, this is my definition of a blog, okay? And what a blog has meant to me, to my family, and to the way I actually live my life and take care of everything. Now, for a moment, I want you to sit back and think about, just for a moment, what if you could spend your life doing the things you want to do versus the things you have to do? What if you could spend your life doing the things you want to do versus the things you have to do? Would that change how you look at your life? Would that cause you to kind of turn things around and maybe really start waking up excited about each and every day? Well, that's pretty much what a blog has done for me. I initially found myself working extremely hard and just simply not making what I deserved every moment I worked. Plus the fact that I was exchanging time for money. So when I received a check from my job or from whatever thing I was doing, the minute I got that check, the time I spent doing that job was gone from my life forever. And I never got back that time again. As this happened over and over again and I had children, I realized this was simply unacceptable. Came onto the internet and found a blog. Yes, found a blog and decided I'm going to do that. Ran into a few individuals that were actually creating an income blogging and decided I was going to jump in feet first and make it happen. Now, this was 7 years ago. Yes, 7 years ago. Now, today I am a stay-at-home single mom, yet understand this is only my second year. Only my second year. So basically 5 years. Took me 5 years before I actually was able to do it full time. Okay, what is a blog? For me and my family, a blog is freedom of time. A blog is a way that I can actually do what I want to do and make a living doing it. When I say make a living, make an income. Yes, an income doing it. If you look at your job and you consider how much money you're making each and every hour, okay, take that amount of money you make every week and then simply see how much money, how many hours have you given up of your life. How many hours have you given away from your family? How many hours have you given away from your freedom doing what you want to do to make that dollar amount? Do you feel like it's worth it? Do you feel like it's worth it? Now, I had to really sit down and really look at these numbers for myself. At the time when I first came on the internet to try to see if this was something I could do, get this blogging thing going, I was pulling in about $700 a week, working about 50 hours a week, giving up 50 hours of my life because once I got that $700, those 50 hours never came back around again. All right, for my life. When I looked at that, I felt like this simply isn't right. I have to be valued higher than this, $700 for 50 hours, right? So I decided to make a change. I put some time in. I started blogging. Now, when I started blogging, I didn't know what I was doing. It took me forever to figure it out. 7 years ago, times were a lot different. Today, you can simply click a link below this video and start blogging within 30 minutes. And then if you do it right, go through the trainings and do it right, you can actually create an income. I'm not making any guarantees because I don't know if you'll make money or not, because I don't know how well you follow directions. But what I do know is if you don't take action today, if you don't make a change today, you'll continue to see the exact results you've been seeing in your life. That I can guarantee. A blog to me has been an ability to watch my children grow up and not have to allow other individuals that I happen to have to pay for the great honor to take care of my children. Have you ever thought about that? How you're missing out on the best days with your kids if you're a parent, yet you're paying somebody else. You're paying somebody else for that amazing gift. It's like giving someone a gift and giving them the money for the gift at the same time. Like, how crazy is that? But see, it's not set up for you to actually realize that at the time you're doing it. You're doing it because you're like, I have to make a living to feed the child. I have to make a living to dress them, keep a roof over their head. I have to pay this person as I'm giving away my most precious gift that's been given to me every single day. I'm going to pay somebody on top of that. Now, if that was any other kind of situation, you'd be offended. You should be, right? You should be. I got offended I stopped paying them. I said, you know what? I'll keep my kids with me. And that's exactly what I did. But before I could do that, I had to take action. I had to make a decision. And for me, the easiest way to do that was a blog. See, with a blog, it takes a little bit of time. You have to learn a few things, and you have to continuously be consistent doing something. Doing something, right? Yet every moment I put into my blog, I began to see that time again in my life 2 months later, 3 months later, as checks started to come into my account 4 months later, right? Because that time was constantly working for me on my behalf. I basically started leveraging myself the same way the job was leveraging me. The only difference is that at the job, when I was being leveraged, somebody else benefited from it. In this situation with blogging, as I leveraged myself, I got to benefit from it. My children got to benefit from it. Now, I know you came here to see what is a blog, but the real question is, what can a blog do for you? What can a blog do for you? For you, a blog can change your life. If you have even 45 minutes to an hour a day to put towards something that 5 years from now, you can look back on that work and begin to see fruit from it. And truth be told, these days, it doesn't even take 5 years. I can simply tell you my experience because I started at a time when things weren't set up the way they are now. Few people got together, decided, there has to be an easier way to help individuals that are not techie, help individuals who truly desire change, help individuals where it's tight, it's crunch time, right? See something and make a change. See something and then make a change and see results. Now, I don't know if that's you or not. Some have clicked off from this video already. Yet for you, you're still listening because there's something extra for you. There's something else you desire. And you're considering, is the blog the way to do it? You're hearing about all these people getting paid to blog, yet 14% of bloggers make income and the others do not. And if you didn't know, you know now. You might know that the average blogger makes about $25,000 a year that actually blogs and creates an income for a living. And if you didn't know, now you know. Now, if you look at how much you spent, how much money you've made over a year, maybe your salary is higher than $25,000 a year. But how much time do you really have for yourself? And who are you asking for time off so that you can take a week or two to vacation with your children and your family and actually get to know them during that 14-day period out of an entire year? Something to think about, right? Now, my simple thing, the way I approached it was, look, I'm willing to try anything. If there's a 5%, 2%, 1% chance that this will change my life, I'll try it. No problem. That's just the way I operate, though. I'm not willing to let anything slip through my fingers so that later I can look back and say, well, I didn't try. No, that's just simply not an option. I have too many people depending on me. My 2 daughters, basically. So I decided to go for it. I decided to try blogging. Yet I'm the type of person, when I try things, it's only try at the very beginning, and then it turns into, I will succeed in this. I will see results. Some people would say, my first $5 blogging, that meant nothing. No, that meant everything. That meant everything to me. My first $1,000 blogging, that meant everything to me. That first 5-figure year I had blogging, that meant humongous change for me because I was able to now see the results of the seed I had sown. See the results of the seed I had sown. Look back over your life, all the time you spent while someone else has leveraged you, and just simply take a moment and think about it. Think about it. One of the simplest way, I can only speak, can I even talk? One of the simple ways to actually see results is to blog. To blog. Now, I understand you're like, I've never done that before. This is kind of outrageous. I don't even know where to begin. What do I do? First step is click the link below this video. That's your first step. Take a risk-free trial and go for it. We'll connect. I'm a professional blogger that has created an income for my family so that I can stay home with them. so that I can be a stay-at-home mom. Now, that might not be something you've been striving to do and that kind of thing. You're like, I don't want to be home like that. Yet, what if you could do whatever it is you wanted to do anywhere you wanted to do it? So that means you can actually, I could leave right now, leave my home and take my laptop and go work somewhere else today if I wanted to. See, I still work. The only difference is I like what I'm doing. And if I decide to work hard for 4 days, I could take off for 5 if I felt like it. But when you enjoy what you're doing, sometimes you don't want to take off. You just want to keep doing it over and over and over again. The real question is not what is a blog. The real question is, what can a blog do for you? Take a moment and think about it. Whether it's something you really, truly say, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and try this. I'm going to take 2 hours a day or so out of my schedule and start leveraging myself so that the work I'm putting in, the hours I'm putting in, I can wake up 5 weeks from now and say, look at what that's done for me. Click the link below this video. See how a blog can change your life. Literally change your life. It's here for you. You can decide, oh, I'll do that next week. I'll do that next week. Like I told you, the only guarantee is that until you take action, until you make a change, until you truly desire what you say you do, until you really want to see that change, nothing will change. Right now, you are in a moment in time. You are in a moment when everything you thought you knew can switch up. You already know tomorrow's not promised. Click the link below the video, make a decision, risk-free, and simply give it a hoot. See what happens. I mean, the worst thing that can happen is you discover another way to create an income for your life so that you can actually break out of the slavery model of working all these hours so hard, trying to make ends meet and staying barely behind the 8 ball, and see change in your life. I'll see you soon. Click the link below this video and keep smiling.